In 1793, Eli Whitney created the cotton gin, which revolutionized the Southern economy and unfortunately caused slavery to prosper. Following in Eli Whitney's footsteps, manufacturing machines became all the rage. Textile factories in the North, the invention of the telegraph, Morse code machines, Colt's firearms, and McCormick's reefer all became staples of the time. Western farmers were as hungry for profits as Southern slaves and planters were for food. These tillers, spurred on by the easy availability of seemingly boundless acres, sought ways to bring more and more land into cultivation. Ingenious inventors came to their aid. One of the first obstacles that frustrated the farmers was the thickly matted soil of the West, which snagged and snapped fragile wooden plows. John Deere of Illinois in 1837 finally produced a steel plow that broke the stubborn soil. Sharp and effective, it was also light enough to be pulled by horses rather than oxen. Man, ever since those British have been allowed to trade with us again, all of the advertisements have just been in the newspaper. There's barely any news. Oh wait, here's an article. The operatives work 13 hours a day in the summertime, and from daylight to dark in the winter. At 4:30 in the morning the factory bell rings, and at 5 the girls must be in the mills. So fatigued are members of girls that they go to bed soon after receiving their evening meal and endeavor by a comparatively long sleep to resuscitate their weakened frames for the toil of the coming day. Man, that factory work sure does not sound appealing to me at all. This is just a terrible newspaper. Factory girls typically toiled 6 days a week, earning a pittance for dreary, limb-numbing, ear-splitting stints of 12 or 13 hours, from dark to dark. The Boston Associates, nonetheless, proudly pointed to their textile mill in Lowell, Massachusetts, as a showplace factory. Hello, my name is Catherine Beecher, and I am here to tell you that there is more to life than toiling in a factory. You can go out and become a school teacher, fulfilling the needs of children everywhere. You can educate the masses.
Wow, that's a lot better than working here.
I know, right? Let's go! During the Industrial Revolution, families grew smaller. The average household went from 6 to less than 5 members in a century. Smaller families meant child centers families. Because of this, American parents started to discipline their children differently. They taught them their lessons not by breaking them with beatings, but by shaping them with reasonable punishment. Harriet Beecher Stowe was one such parent.
I know you didn't do your homework last night. Go to your room. Finish it. I'm not gonna feed you tonight. Go now.
All right.
Go. Wow, this is a nice painting.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, really realistic.
Yeah. I remember that happened.
Welcome to America!
Hans, where are you going? We just arrived.
Vest. Close enough.
We are the potato famine.
Die, potato!
No, my potatoes! Not my cabbages!
Welcome to America.
Yay, I finally made it from Ireland.
In 1849, some Americans formed the Order of the Star-Spangled Banner, which soon became known as the Know-Nothing Party because of its secretiveness. These nativists were very against immigration.
Americans must rule America, and to this end, all native-born citizens should be selected for all state, federal, or municipal offices of government employment, in preference to naturalized citizens. So that's saying only Americans belong in America. Well, that's mean.
The invasion of the so-called immigrant rabble in 1840s and 1850s inflamed the prejudices of American nativists. They feared that those foreign hordes would outbreed, outvote, and overwhelm the old native stock.
Hey, bro, get out of our country.
Yeah, get out of our country, son.
You're just taking all our jobs.
You're ruining our economy.
Get out. We don't want you here.
You're just a bunch of
Out.
drunks.
Just leave.
This looks interesting. Aww.
I want to be part of a great pioneer tradition. Hey, I'm a young, skinny, wiry orphan. This job's perfect for me.
As Hans, member of the Pony Express, galloped across the country, he witnessed a frightful scene.
Oh no, the sparks from the train have set the hay on fire! Oh no, the train's on fire too!
I hate trains!
Sadly, this happened often on the onset of the early railroads. The success of the steamboat was sensational. People could now in large degree defy wind, wave, tide, and downstream current. Within a few years, Fulton had changed all of America's navigable streams into two-way arteries, thereby doubling their carrying capacity. Patrick was quite intrigued.
In the year 1787, a man named Robert Fulton crossed the Atlantic and spent some time traveling around England. Robert was just 22 years of age, and among the men he met was England James Watt, whose steam engines were now being widely used for pumping water out of mines in England. He then took this to build his own steamboats. What an interesting guy.
In the mid-1800s, Hans continued his trek across the American countryside as part of the Pony Express. He passed a steamboat on the Erie Canal in this journey. Unlike Patrick, Hans was much more interested in the canal itself. Completed in 1825, the Erie Canal connected the Great Lakes to the Hudson River. It had an enormous economic impact. Land value nearby skyrocketed, new cities blossomed, and potato farmers faced economic ruin because they couldn't compete with the new business. Hans, as a courier for the Pony Express, was riding through Pennsylvania down the Lancaster Turnpike when, in a highly coincidental twist, he met Patrick, who had finally found work as a tollway worker. They went on their ways, never to meet again. As Hans grew older, he became quite literary. Works such as Ralph Waldo Emerson's Self-Reliance struck a deep chord within him.
There is a time in every man's education when he arrives at the conviction that envy is ignorance. This guy's got it right.
Lay down your sweet and weary head. Night is falling. You've come to journey's end. Sleep now and dream of the ones who came before.
Oh. No. Okay, not good enough.
Not good. Go. Big potato in your hair.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ready? Oh. You have to tell me.
In the mid-1800s, Hans continued his trek across the American countryside as part of the Pony Express. That didn't even move, it just got fell over.
Eye. Oh, it's gonna be a black eye. Why?
Because I was in the Fight Club.
Oh.
No holds barred wrestling was popular.
Before you get the black eye.
Yeah. Shouldn't you have the Fight Club scene before you get a black eye?
I don't understand how you're planning this. Off.